Well, the famous Times Square kiss photo marking the end of World War II will remain on display at the VA healthcare facilities. The administration's secretary reversing plans to remove the iconic photo in a move criticized as political correctness run amok. Let's get back to the senior national correspondent, Kevin Corke. He's live again in D.C. Kevin.
Well, that's certainly one way to look at it, my friend. Now, the VA secretary, Dennis McDonough, has been around town a long time. He actually plans to reverse the ban on the iconic Times Square photo marking the end of the World War II battles from agency buildings. Now, that move, by the way, critics say was frankly more political correctness run amok than anything else. Here's what happened. There was a memo sent from the undersecretary at the VA, a woman by the name of Rima Ann Nelson, and she stated that the photo depicted a non-consensual act that's inconsistent with the department's sexual harassment policy. However, a VA official confirms to Fox tonight that while the memo was sent out, it should not have been. This is from X. VA is not banning this photo from VA facilities, as Secretary McDonough said. Let me be clear, this image is not banned from VA facilities, and we will keep it in VA facilities. So you may be wondering, okay, so who's getting fired for this? Who's going to walk the plank, so to speak? Well, apparently no one will in this instance. Quote, this is from Dennis McDonough again. Rima, I just told you about her, has dedicated her career to serving veterans. We are fortunate to have her at VA, and she will remain at VA. So there. Now, Nelson's name may actually sound familiar to some of you out there. She headed the department's St. Louis hospital for more than 3 years, during which time, Trace, that facility was rated worst in the country. Trace.
Still gets to stay. Kevin Corke, live for us in D.C. Kevin, thank you. Let's bring in President and founder of Parents Defending Education, Nicole Neily, along with the president of Sentinel Action Fund, Jessica Anderson. Thank you both for coming on. So, Nikki Neily, now to you, the question becomes, instead of coming back and tearing down statues like we did 3 or 4 years ago, now we're just going to go back in these history books and we're going to ban every picture that has anything to do with Me Too or any kind of, nuance of Me Too. It just seems like it's such a silly
just a lot of people holding hands and singing Kumbaya. And that's why I filed a public records request yesterday with the VA. I want all correspondence of Rima Ann Nelson going back to January 1st with terms like VA, Times Square, World War II, because I want to know who was involved in this decision and why heads have not rolled, because you know what, they should.
But they're not rolling, and that's the whole point. And I want to bring this up, Jessica, to you. Greta Friedman is the woman in that picture right there. Her granddaughter told the following to us, quoting here, "It was really something they were just very happy about." She's talking about the picture. "My grandma signed images of the photo up until she died." The grandma was fine with it, Jessica, but now apparently everybody is up in arms.
Trace, honestly, every single American should be proud and frankly emotional about this picture. And so I'm with Nicole here. I want to better understand, why is it that the VA is spending time trying to cancel history, something that we as men and women are so proud of, instead of focusing today on what our soldiers coming home from war actually need? Mental health, healthcare services, wraparound care, assimilation with families. That's the VA we need. The Biden administration needs to get the VA back focused on its mission and not stop and not trying to cancel our American history.
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to move on. I mean, we're going to talk about this a little bit, but I want to move on now to the 60 Minutes thing, because this has gotten a lot of play. This is 60 Minutes going after Moms for Liberty past Sunday night. And there's a lot of people still upset and a lot of social media traffic. Watch a bit of the 60 Minutes piece, and then we'll play some more sound. Watch.
What ideology are they being indoctrinated into?
Let's just say children in America cannot read.
They often dodged questions with talking points.
You're being evasive.
21% of Hispanic students are reading at grade level.
You're being evasive. What ideology are the children being indoctrinated into? What is your fear?
I think parents' fears are realized. They're looking at these books where sexual discussions are happening with their children at younger and younger ages.
So Moms for Liberty is outraged about this, Nicole, and I'm going to play this soundbite because this is Tiffany Justice talking to Fox about the very topic.
It was, heavily edited and cut to try to make us seem like we, weren't sure about the real issues that are plaguing American families and children. But to be clear, we're very sure of the issues that are plaguing American families.
Yeah, and we know they're very sure because we've had them on the show, and they have said those issues again and again and again to us. And it's kind of weird, the 60-minute things go back and forth, but they really are adamant about the fact this was deceptively edited.
Yeah, well, 60 Minutes did a hack job. I mean, let's be quite honest. I used to work in a PR firm we did crisis issues. The framing is victim, villain, vindicator. And so when 60 Minutes approaches you about, we're going to talk about book bans, that's a fake topic, right? That's a red herring in and of itself. So you know you're being set up to be the villain of this situation. So unfortunately, I mean, you know, this is, you could see how this was going, but these women did not deserve that because they're good Americans.
Yeah, and they really have. They've put up a good fight, and if you're going to go in front of 60 Minutes, you at least need a fair shake from all sides, and you should be able to look at the stuff before they put it out there to make sure that, you know, you were presented properly. Meantime, I want to put this up because North Face, this is the jacket maker, you know, they make the tents, they make the outdoor gear. North Face offers a discount for customers taking equity course that says black people can't enjoy the outdoors. So Jessica, only in the UK, but you get 20% off if you take one of these DEI classes that North Face is going to give you. They give you 20% off, and you think, what's going on here?
What another example of DEI taken just completely amok in these industries. I think this just happened with Target. This just happened with Bud Light. Bud Light is set to have lost over $1 billion in revenue. When you go down this route of allowing DEI to overcome your core purpose as a company, you're left with customers like me that have shopped at North Face before, scratching our heads saying, why would we support a company like this that doesn't actually support us as Americans and our right for freedoms, and not wanting to be characterized the way DEI does into these Marxist categories like we're seeing with North Face doing this today.
Yeah, just can't you sell jackets and outdoor gear and not try to pit people against each other? Nicole Neily, Jessica, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.